Two heads are better than one. 1 + 1 = 3. Happily married people live longer. What you can do what I cannot do, and I can do what you cannot do. Together we can do great things. The question you must ask yourself is, are others better off because of their partnership with me? This is from the book Winning with People by John Maxwell. Hello, I'm Bess McCarty, and this is the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Josh. How are ya? It's good to see you, and welcome, Jim. Glad to see you guys. Glad you're here. We had a little false start a minute ago. I'm glad you're here. This is a show that comes to you every Monday through Friday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, sponsored by the MLM Millionaire Academy Generic School for Network Marketers. Jeffrey David Gamble and Brandy Pember present on the most weekdays. I present on Wednesdays. And this is where you can get your personal growth in, your personal growth work in every day. And John Maxwell is one of my favorite. We're almost finished with this book, Winning with People. And it is influenced by Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Today the chapter is partnership, which means working together increases the odds of winning together. And so I'm going to be sharing a bit about that. Going to invite people here, and I welcome you too if you know someone who can use some personal growth work today about relationships and people, and why it's a benefit to partner with people rather than work alone. I'd love if you comment, if you tag people, share in other Facebook groups while I do this here for a moment. And going to just invite some people to see this too, because we want to spread the goodness and spread the benefit. Facebook, thank you for allowing us to do these lives and share with other people. So just a word about the sponsor of the show, the MLM Millionaire Academy, Generic School for Network Marketers. It is over 10 years old. The last 2 years, Jeffrey David Gamble and I have been teaching in this school, and people have been jumping ranks with the methods that we teach. A lot of them generated by Jeff in his real estate career brought over to network marketing. We have a method that always gets a yes, doesn't get objections, is super easy, duplicatable, and people have been jumping ranks for the last 2 years. We've tried it out in the field, and the results have been phenomenal. It's the best, easiest, most simple method that I've ever seen in all of network marketing. And we also teach the 10 core commitments. We have a Sunday night class that runs about 2 hours long, including Q&A. And it's recorded for people's convenience, and that's some of the cool things we do. We also have a special class in there that teaches leads. So we love sharing with people, love helping, and we love doing good. We both love teaching. We both love seeing people succeed. So back for the topic again today. Since this is the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, our purpose is to help people grow, to educate, equip, and empower entrepreneurs and create independent servant leaders. And this applies so well to working in partnership that you can do far more together as a team or in partnership with other people rather than alone. Applies so perfectly in network marketing, doesn't it? And I used to be a full-time network marketer for years, helped me raise my son as a single mom. I was in a nutrition company and built a team, full-time, award-winning team, went a trip to the Bahamas and all of that. But before that, I was kind of a loner. You know, I'm more of an independent person. I could do things my way if I worked alone. And John Maxwell says, of course, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. And I learned this in network marketing as a team. I learned that, okay, I really believed in my nutritional business. And I really wanted to help people with it. So how many people could I help? Just my own lone little self. How many people could I really help with my business? You know, maybe hundreds. But since I sponsored and trained other people to do that too, my reach now went into the thousands and thousands. And that is the duplicating power of a team, and why John Maxwell says, let me quote here, one is too small a number to achieve greatness. One is too small. And so it takes a bit of humility to put the spotlight on others, to make them important, to take the attention off oneself as a leader, and make these followers, the people on your team, your partners on your team, self-sufficient, not dependent on you. If it was dependent on you, it'd be way too heavy of a thing, but that's not the purpose, right? Any more than it is of a parent to let their child be dependent on all their life. The whole goal of a parent is to help the kid to stay alive, to learn to walk, to learn to give to others and work and be self-sufficient. And the child loves to do this. I have a little granddaughter who's just thrilling every time she can get her body to do something better, that she can be independent and walk on her own, or she's now crawling really fast, but learning to walk on her own and all that. It's a drive, and it's a joy. It's a thrill of life. Every day she wakes up from a nap or from her sleep ready to learn the next thing. And so that is the true nature of people and of a leader, developing people on his team, to partner with them, not to ever to be dependent on them, but to be self-sufficient and independent. Hey, welcome, Jeff. Jeff is sharing this over to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, a public Facebook group that we have there for you to meet each other, to find other almost 600 network marketing leaders, really incredible people in this group, and to be able to scroll down and see all the replays for all the past shows. So we have covered these for 2 years now, 2 years worth of shows and replays on the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. You can go there and you can request membership, and you can request a free John Maxwell ebook that I will send to you, and you can enjoy the company of other leaders. So welcome, Nancy. Good to see you. So hardly anywhere in business is it more evident that a team really is needed for success in a network marketing. And another place teams are seen is in networking groups, partnering with other people. I love networking groups where businesses can get together and see how they can benefit each other by sending referrals to each other, by letting other people know, by being the marketing arm for each other, the ones that you really believe in. And so if you are watching the replay, please type in replay, because I'd like to thank you for watching, and also like to hear where you're watching from. I'm in Kansas right now, and we just had a heck of a rain last night, a huge rainstorm for about 12 hours. But it's sunny today, and it's probably going to be up in the 80s, and tomorrow, almost this week, it's going to reach 100, predicted to reach 100. But it's making everything grow just beautiful. Everything is super green. My marigolds are coming up, and other flowers, and tomatoes, and other plants. Welcome, Shamala. Good to see you. So John Maxwell says in this book, Winning with People, he says, here's the steps that we take when we learn to look to others to create the most difference in our life. First of all, that's we start out with, okay, I want to make a difference in the world, right? I want to make a difference. And how far can one person do that? He said the next step is, I want to make a difference with people. So that's the next step up. Not just doing it alone, but I want to make a difference with people, with other people working together. And number 3 step, he says, I want to make a difference with people who want to make a difference. Now we're narrowing it down and elevating and upgrading our mission statement. I not only want to make a difference, but I want to do it with others who also want to make a difference, who are also of this contributory nature. And did you know that to contribute to life is one of the basic human needs of people? To contribute to life, one of the basic needs of people? We have 4 basic human needs: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And this would be one of the spiritual ones. Once our needs are taken care of, then it's natural to want to contribute to the lives of other people. So I want to work with people. I want to make a difference with people who want to make a difference. And number 4, he says, kind of the tip of the iceberg, going into significance now. I want to make a difference with people. I want to make a difference with people who want to make a difference doing something that makes a difference. So it's not just people who want to make a difference, but it's people that are doing and putting this into action and making a change in the world. Not just talking about it, not just thinking about it. And there's a lot that we can do to translate that thought into action, isn't it? So he says, ask yourself these questions. What does making a difference mean to you? What are your values? Have you considered whether or how you desire to make a difference in your lifetime? If you can imagine yourself getting to the end of your life, will you be happy with your life as it is now? Will you have done what you came here to do? Will you be satisfied? Will you be fulfilled? Or will you have any regrets? And so this kind of helps to develop our own, our own values, our own value system, discovering, well, what does making a difference mean to me? To some people, it means being kind. And I think that's what John Maxwell said at one of his birthday parties. I hope that, it was John Wooden who inspired John Maxwell, but he said at one of his retirement parties or birthday parties, John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, said, I hope that I'm remembered as a person who is kind to others. Not for all his great achievements and tournaments won and stars that he coached and all of this, but that I am remembered as a person who is kind. And that is one of my differences that I want to make too. Am I patient with the person in front of me, or am I kind to them? So I've got plenty of work to do on that. But he says, what is your dream? What steps must you take to accomplish it? And the sentence that I just read, I want to make a difference with people who want to make a difference, doing something that makes a difference. When we get to that point, that's called significance. And he said there's these three stages. In what stage are most of the people that you know? The self stage, the people stage, or the significance stage? And how can you tell? Must everyone go through the first two before entering the third? What stage are you in currently? So, yeah, am I thinking of myself, others, or am I thinking of perpetuating people who help others? You see, that's where it really gets exponential. That's where it really multiplies. So, am I thinking of taking care of me, the self stage? Am I thinking of helping other people? Am I thinking of multiplying that by helping people who help people? So that is a true leader. That is the definition of a true leader, one who propagates himself, not just helps people, but propagates and reproduces himself, helps people who help people. So those are the three stages. He says, what stage are you, and what stage are you in? What stage are you, and what stage are people that you observe in? He says, must everyone go through the first two before entering the third? I think so, personally. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Do you think we have to learn to take care of us and then others before we can then become a leader? And when I was raising my son, I read these child development books, and one of them said that let your child, your baby, when these little toddlers are playing together and one toddler grabs the toy from the other one and says, mine, mine. And if they're still at that beginning stage where they're just learning to own their own toys, the book said let them go through that stage, because they must learn selfishness before they can learn selflessness. They must go through that stage of learning what's mine before they can learn to share. So this book said don't, reprimand them for grabbing back their toy and say, oh, you need to share, because they have to go, that's the stage that they're on. They need to go through owning and learning what's mine before they can give to another. So that's my opinion. I think that we need to go through these stages and learn to really take care of myself before I can take care of other people. That's why on an airplane, they recommend that you put on your own mask first. And then before you can then train other people to take care of people. So Nancy Siegel says, I'm in the people stage and need to work towards a significant stage. Thank you for your assessment there. Shamala likes my hair. Thanks, Shamala. It's pretty simple and natural, no dyes. Thank you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Who has a takeaway? Who has a question? There's a little bit more I'd like to share from John Maxwell. He says, when you partner with others, you lose nothing. When a candle lights another candle, it doesn't lose its flame. You just got double the light, don't we? And that was an observation attributed to Thomas Jefferson. So we don't lose anything by giving a smile, do we? Or giving a hug, or helping somebody else. And in fact, when we do help others, we help ourselves, right? I do a lot of coaching for people, and guess what? I end up feeling good for having done it. And also, I learn a lot from other people. I wouldn't have learned a whole lot of things. I learn the most, really, when I coach people. They say that I'm helping them, or they feel better. They have a lot of ahas. They walk away with clarity, with insights, with ideas to use, with hope, with a new strategy. They walk away with results. But mostly, I think I am the winner when I coach people, because I just learn some things from them. And sometimes I say things to them that I need to hear myself. And sometimes they say things to me that I need to hear or learn. So I'm always, I think it's a never-ending field to learn about the human nature of people and ourselves. And that's where I gain when I do coaching. Plus I get that fulfillment that perhaps someone has a better life because we spoke. Mark Twain says, the best way to cheer yourself up is to cheer everybody else up. Maybe that's why comedians do that, huh? They enjoy the humor too. And I know that when I smile or uplift somebody or think of them, I get uplifted in the same process, and that we're rewarded with hope. A couple more discussion questions that John has, and this will conclude for today. He says, look at marriage, right? Describe a marriage that functions as a true partnership. What are the advantages of such a relationship? Why do people get married? And, work toward, why do people spend effort and time and energy and learn communication and put effort into a marriage? They must get a lot more out of it than going it alone for most people. And he says, what happens when marriage partners don't work together? If you're married, describe your attitude toward that partnership. Describe your spouses. What can the two of you do to increase your ability to work together? I am not married. I would like to be one day to the right person in a happy marriage. And I know it takes work. I know that it will take looking at myself and being honest with myself and being willing to change some things, to upgrade some things. And I know that it takes willingness to stand in the other person's shoes and to see, well, what can I do for them? I've asked a number of happily married friends, long time happily married friends, their best advice for marriage, or what they've learned, or how they keep a happy marriage. And a high school friend of mine said, well, we love to see each other smile, so we do what we can to brighten up the day for the other person. Like he'll surprise her with roses, or she'll surprise him with something, because they think that each other's smile is the most wonderful thing in the world, and they love to see that smile, and so they work for that smile. And I thought that was pretty good marriage advice. Other people I've heard say that they accept their partner for as they are and don't try to change them. They see how they can support them. They celebrate their uniqueness and overlook their faults, because we all got them, and we all like people to make room for that, don't we? And Nancy, that's interesting about kids and their toys. Thank you. Anybody have a comment, a tip that you can leave below even after the show's over, I'd love to hear, keep the discussion going and see what I can continue to learn from you about partnership, about working with people. What's the advantages of working with others? For me, I have to expand beyond myself, because as John Maxwell says, nearly all the world, with the exception of one, is composed of others, and maybe I can learn something from them. We all have different personality types. I'm thinking now of the elephant and the 5 blind men who were around the elephant, and each one would touch it and describe the elephant in a different way. And one blind man touched his leg, and he said, well, an elephant's like a tree trunk. Another touched his trunk, the nose, and said, well, an elephant's like a snake. And another touched his ear and said, an elephant is like a leaf, because it felt leafy. Another one touched his side and said, an elephant is like a wall. So who's right? All of them. And all put together shed the different viewpoints. There are 4 different personalities, and each one contributes and has a different talent, contributes a different talent and ability to the group, each one of the 4 personalities. So together, if you can get all 4 personalities on a team, or on your team in network marketing, or on a team to do a project, aren't you going to be far ahead with all these different players, like a baseball team that has people with different abilities on it? Maybe they can catch, bat, run. Maybe they have all different, excel in all these different skills or abilities. And so when we work together with other people, we multiply the different angles that we can tackle the project together. We multiply and add the talents together. Like a bouquet of roses that each contributes a different color, form, shape, smell. And we celebrate in the beauty and the uniqueness of each one, and the music that each one makes together, like an orchestra, whether it's a visual bouquet or an audio bouquet of an orchestra making the music. Couldn't do it alone, could we? Couldn't. So this is something I'm learning. Thank you for being here, hearing me learn this better. And tomorrow, Jeff and Brandy will be back with the MLM Leadership Show, covering the final chapter in this book, which is the satisfaction principle. In great relationships, the joy of being together is enough. And I was recently babysitting for my son, and he and his partner were going out, and she said, well, we can't do much in this pandemic but go to the store. And I said, yeah, but you'll be doing it with the person that you would rather be with in the whole, you're doing it with your favorite person in the whole world. And so, they said, yeah, that's true. That's true. So I've loved this book about relationships, Winning with People, John Maxwell, and back tomorrow with Jeff and Brandy. You can view them tomorrow and all the past shows and replays at the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show Facebook group. It's a public Facebook group sponsored by the MLM Millionaire Academy, Generic School for Network Marketers. We hope you check us out. You can check out the school at mlmmillionaireclub.com/basics, and I'll put a link for you there. It's worth checking out. It's quite a school, very super affordable. Sunday nights, we'd love to have you check it out. Everybody, Jim Bailey and a number of people here actually in the school. Jim says, Jim's advice: never change for someone else. Be yourself and accept each other as they be. It's called friendship. And Jim and his wife Sue have an incredible marriage. So thank you for your marriage tips, Jim, and anybody else, love to hear them. Thank you. I am inspired by you guys' relationship and your love for each other. Thank you very much. Everybody take care, and we'll see you next time. Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show Facebook group. Thank you. Take care. Bye.